Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to the ninth International Conference on Management Studies on September 10th, 2023. In this occasion, I'm Desneli and I will present our research entitled The Effect of Religiosity and Employee Empowerment on Employee Engagement. This is the picture of us as the researchers, and next is about our biographies. I'm Desneli, a student of Magister of Management program at the University of Bengkulu, and then we have associate professors as lecturer of the University of Bengkulu, Dr. Fitri Santi, who interested in financial management, behavioral finance, financial literacy, and general management. And also we have Dr. Yessy Elita, who is interested in human resource management. Okay, we've divided our presentation into some parts, starting from introduction, literature review, study, research question, methodology, result discussion, implication, and the last is suggestion for further research. We move to the first part is introduction. Employee engagement is an important factor for achieving competitive advantage and positive organizational outcomes. A high level of employee engagement can encourage employee productivity and performance, which then leads to overall organizational performance. Religiosity is a collection of behavior and lifestyle of an individual. In this case, the individual views work as a form of spiritual activity not only for the sake of fulfilling economic needs, but also as a form of effort to fulfill religious obligations commanded by God. Employee empowerment is defined as the delegation of authority in decision making to lower levels in the organizational hierarchy. Employees are given autonomy to make decisions about activities related to their work. Religiosity and employee empowerment that have been encouraged and fostered by organizational leaders should have a positive influence on employee engagement, which can be seen in the quality of employee work by providing the best performance, exceeding the expected performance achievement targets. So, based on the explanation, this research aims to determine the influence of religiosity and the influence of employee empowerment on employee engagement, where the research was conducted at Umi Bengkulu General Hospital, which applies Islamic values in its work culture. Next is literature review. First is social exchange theory, or SET. So according to Blau, uh, parties exchange good relations with other people in the hope that doing so will benefit norms of reciprocity. In the context of organizations and employees, organizations need employees to be engaged by first providing something of value to their employees. This shows that when employees receive support from the organization, they tend to reciprocate with a positive attitude. High support for religiosity and employee empowerment allows employees to have high employee engagement, which will have positive results in achieving organizational goals. Furthermore, a theory that can specifically explain the relationship between religiosity and employee engagement is the Islamic work ethics, or EIWE theory. So this is as a concept in scientific literature, first developed by Ali in 1998, focuses on cooperation, empowerment, commitment, attachment, dedication to work, and avoiding ways of accumulating wealth through unethical means. This also encourages the acquisition of skills and technology for excellence and continuous performance improvement. The practice of Islamic work ethics in religiosity and employee employee engagement shows that when an individual employee has high religiosity, the employee will automatically contribute and perform beyond the performance target because at work, the individual is fully aware that work is part of worshiping the God or Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Next, employee engagement. So Soane et al. 2012, who developed an engagement scale in 3 dimensions. There are intellectual, social, and affective. The next is religiosity. Religiosity is measured through 5 dimensions. On religiosity scale, there are ideological, ritualistic, intellectual, consequential, and practical. Next, employee empowerment. PRASA 2016 has identified measuring employee empowerment with empowerment through work, supervisors, organizational culture, adjusting goals, useful performance reviews, and superiors. Next chapter is study. Many researchers have been conducted about employee engagement. For example, Ida Goda and Opata in 2020 found that high-performance work practices, religiosity, personal character, leadership, and work-life balance significantly and positively influence employee engagement. So the difference between the research conducted by the author and previous study is that the context of this research was carried out at the General Hospital, which is Umi Bengkulu, which applies Islamic values as an organizational culture in providing services to patients. So based on the explanation, the research questions are, first one is, does religiosity influence employee engagement at Umi Bengkulu General Hospital? Second, does employee empowerment have an effect on employee engagement at Umi Bengkulu General Hospital? And third, do religiosity and employee empowerment influence employee engagement at Umi Bengkulu General Hospital? Next is methodology. The quantitative approach was used in this research, which a research method based on the philosophy of positivism, used to research certain populations or samples. And then the data collection used in this research was a self-administered survey method through direct distribution of questionnaires to respondents. Each questionnaire that the researchers distributed is equipped with 5 answer choices, and each answer is given score are given with using 5 level of Likert scale. And the sampling technique in this research was carried out by total sampling. The research subjects were 267 employees of Umi Bengkulu General Hospital, consisting of several units with various employee characteristics, like this table. Next chapter is results. The results of this research found a picture of the mean score answer of research subject for the 3 variables described in this table. So this is table of respondents' perception of employee engagement variables. The table shows that the mean score respondents answer to the dimension of employee engagement consisting of intellectual, social, and affective are in the very high category. The highest mean score of the employee engagement variable dimension is 4.58, which came from the intellectual dimension. These results illustrate that in carrying out their work, employees have presented themselves and focused on cognitive aspects, which mean intellectual abilities, so that they can work, concentrate, and carry out their work with excellent competence and ability. The social engagement dimension is the dimension with the lowest mean score for the employee engagement variable, which is 4.04. Even though this value is this mean as the lowest among the other two dimension, it is still in the high category. And the last is affective engagement with mean score or of 4.55 with very high category. Next is respondents' perceptions of religiosity variables. These results give an idea that, in general, the employees of Umi Bengkulu General Hospital are religious. The high level of religiosity is proven by the highest mean score answer of respondents, which is 4.85 in the ideological dimension compared to other four dimensions. Furthermore, the dimensions or aspect of religiosity that got the lowest mean score was the practical dimension with a mean score 4.23. However, this is also categorized as very high on the description this table. Next is respondents' perceptions of employee empowerment variables. The mean score of employee empowerment variable is in the very high category. This is proven by the overall mean score of 4.79, and these results illustrate that employees are empowered very well. Of the sixth dimension of the employee empowerment variable, it is known that the dimension of empowerment through adjusting goals got the highest score of 4.69 compared to others. It means that the overall employees have received a mandate that they must be able to carry out their duties and improve continuously. And the research hypothesis, which states that there was an influence of religiosity and employee empowerment on employee engagement, was proven. Data analysis was carried out using multiple regression analysis with the using of SPSS version 18 version for Windows program. The output of the data analysis result is summarized in this table. So, from the analysis carried out as shown in the table, the standardized regression coefficient values for the variables religiosity and employee empowerment are 0.289 and 0.286 respectively. Thus, the regression equation obtained this all. So, thus, it can be concluded that the religiosity variable has a significant effect on employee engagement, and the employee empowerment variable has a significant effect on employee engagement. Next is discussion. Based on the results of the research, it is known that employee religiosity has a significant effect on employee engagement with a regression coefficient of 0.170. Adherents of Islam as the focus of this research showed that Islam as a structured religion encourages dual roles for its adherents, not only implementing Islamic values in individual life, but also bringing Islam values into the work environment. This is in line with the Islamic work ethics theory that when an individual employee has high religiosity, the employee will automatically contribute and perform beyond the performance target because at work, the individual is fully aware that work is part of worshiping God or Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. In particular, this research shows that employees at Umi Bengkulu General Hospital who are very religious are more focused and pay attention to their work. Employee empowerment has a significant relationship with employee engagement with a regression coefficient of 0.141. Theoretically, this research contributes to social exchange theory, or SET, which shows that when employees receive support from the organization, employees have a tendency to reciprocate with a positive attitude. When employees are empowered and given autonomy and flexibility, they tend to be more motivated and take full responsibility to find new ways and develop new skills to respond to challenges in carrying out their duties and responsibilities. Next is implications. Employee engagement in organizational activities is important because employees are the implementers of organizational tasks and they are the spearhead or the focus of the organization. And also the support for the religious aspect of Umi Bengkulu General Hospital employees is higher than the employee empowerment aspect. This means that employees have religious values that can be applied in their daily lives, both outside or inside of work. Therefore, efforts to foster employee religiosity that have been built must be maintained and developed. Maintaining employee religiosity that has been built up in the form of preparing relevant and sustainable programs such as routine religious studies activities, monitoring and evaluating the implementation of daily employee worship, and then monitoring and evaluating the implementation of Sharia culture in every work activity so that religious culture is firmly embedded in each employee and also it is integrated in the service of Umi Bengkulu General Hospital. In the aspect of employee empowerment, organizations must encourage employees to make their own decisions and strive to improve their decision-making skills according to employees' level or position. Apart from that, employee empowerment can be increased by giving full duties and responsibilities so as to give them the freedom to develop creative and innovative ideas to voice solutions to problems in their work in achieving organizational goals. Last is suggestions for further research. Religiosity, I mean, based on the research results, it was known that religiosity and employee empowerment have a significant influence on employee engagement. Overall, the influence of these two factors is 32.5%. And from this result, it is known that the role of the variable religiosity and employee empowerment in expanding employee engagement at Umi Bengkulu General Hospital is still relatively small. So for the further research, uh, there are many other factors that can be used that influence employee engagement both theoretically and empirically so that the employee engagement is maximized. Well, I think that's all for today's presentation and I say thank you. Thank you so much for your attention.